Jeff Ulbrich is now the Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator. He had been the defensive coordinator for the New York Jets. Before that, he was the Falcons linebackers coach. I believe before that, he was at UCLA as the defensive coordinator / linebackers coach. He coached with Raheem Morris, which is part of the main reason why Raheem Morris hired him. All of those things. So, Ulbrich comes back to Atlanta for some familiar faces. See that you don't like the hire.
Raheem, for me, too much is just picking guys who he's familiar with. He's going safe. And that's always been my thing with him is it's just safe. Everything is safe. Safe. What's the safest thing I can do? Let's not try to make any mistakes. Oh, let's take this guy who I've been with at L.A. Let's make him my offensive coordinator. Oh, I got to replace my defensive coordinator. Let me go with a familiar face.
Oh, no.
There's nothing about Jeff Ulbrich, and I've looked at the whole resume. There's nothing about his resume where I said, man, he was killing it. He deserved the DC job.
His last 2 years in the Jets, weren't they?
No,
from what I saw in the stats, they were. Yeah, but I don't. Part of that. See, you gotta look at totality. The Jets offense.
I am.
No, you can't be if you ain't gonna reference the offense. Didn't hold the ball. The offense was awful, and he was still. I think top 10 in scoring defense. Top 10. I think he was a top 10 all around defense on that terrible team.
The Jets defense that they have. We don't have that personnel nowhere. They literally are better than us at every level, at damn near every position.
Yeah, they are good, except for free safety.
He might as well be Ryan Day to me. You got embarrassment of riches over there. You can't get it done with that defensive line and Sauce Gardner and everything else you got over there. Then well.
So what bothers me about this is we spent all this time, all this draft capital for the 3-4. We are now, after we just switched from the 4-3 or the 3-4 under Dan Quinn going to the 4-3 under Ryan Nielsen. So we went from the 3-4 under to the 4-3 to the 3-4 to the 4-3. We keep turning over personnel or having personnel out of position. I think Ryan Nielsen being the defensive coordinator 2 years ago allows for us to be able to transition back to the 4-3.
Got back.
Because we have him, we have the bigger defensive lineman versus what you needed for the 3-4, which is a rush end. With that being said, Ulbrich, you have to draft a defensive end or get somebody in free agent. You have to. Otherwise, you're a sitting duck. So I'm not looking forward. That's my only reservation, is that we are switching back from the 3-4 to the 4-3. I don't know what we do with Ebiketie because he can't play in the 3-4. He's too small unless you put him at linebacker, which I'm okay with because he's got to be faster than Nate Landerman. So unless you go get a linebacker. So, like, you got to figure out. Plus, you're getting rid of Matthew Judon. I'm assuming he's not coming back. So, at some point, like, you got to go get an edge.
For what?
You got to go get an edge in order to.
Hey, he come back. He need to be back. He need to be in the stands.
So you need to be able to come back to get a defensive end. At the end of the day, you know what you need. You know you need pass rush. You can figure out a way for the second corner and the nickel corner if you get pass rush. But you need a pass rush, and a cover linebacker. You get pass rush and cover linebacker, all of a sudden I think we were fourth in zone coverage. If we could play man, which you're a heavy man player, he plays man a lot. That means we got to go get a corner.
And we got to be real here. The other part about this is Grady Jarrett at $20 million next year. David Onyemata at $16.9 million next year.
Onyemata, they already said they'll never cut Grady, but Onyemata is the one that they may end up going.
I'm not necessarily like 32-year-old D tackle, $20 million. Never.
Pillar of the organization. He's literally the one that stayed down while y'all were down. I mean, it would be
4 sacks.
It would be a slap in the face, huh?
4 sacks in 2 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, like D tackle. I mean, he was also hurt last year, but I mean, like Grady Jarrett is our best defensive lineman. Like he's been our best defensive lineman to the point where they triple team him because nobody else can get a pass rush. Because we can't draft defensive linemen to save our life.
What I'm saying is, in contextually, you're right. He's been a pillar of the organization. I am Raheem Morris, and I'm trying to stay in this organization. So if you and Onyemata got to go so that I can get some money to make some other things happen, and it's people like Myles Garrett floating around, Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson. Oh yeah, casualty of respect. Sometimes you end up a casualty of war, collateral damage.
I don't think you're gonna be. That's not gonna be able to go up past Arthur Blank. Personally, I think they'll restructure him before they cut him.
Now, if you're willing to restructure, then we can have that conversation. But I'm telling you, especially as Raheem, if he don't get it right this year, he's fired. If Terry Fontenot don't get it right this year, he's fired. So I got to do what I got to do to keep this job. And that means that I might have to do something that the rest of y'all don't like. But I'm going to do my damnedest to keep this job. I'm not going to get fired so that y'all can be comfortable. It's crazy.
Nah, you have too many other pieces that you could trade in order to. There's too many. They'll trade Algier and Kyle Pitts before they trade Grady Jarrett. I know that for a fact. So there's that.
But the thing about that is Algier and Pitts don't make what Grady makes combined.
Yeah, but it frees up money though. They're not gonna. I don't see them. I could be wrong. They could do it. I may be wrong. I just don't see them cutting Grady Jarrett. I don't see that happening. But we'll see what it has to do with Jeff Alberg. I'm interested to see who he's gonna draft, who he's gonna target. I've been running the mock drafts.
And I mean, we got Dorless, we got Rook. Y'all better figure something out. Somebody will get fired. Y'all keep playing. Y'all be right there next to Kevin Stefanski looking stupid in the face.
We'll see.
And I'm going to tell you, before we close out this Atlanta Falcons talk, hey, Raheem, I ain't hooked to you. Not in love. You ain't done nothing where I couldn't be like, oh, no, I couldn't live without him. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody is after the season he's had. So he's under the pressure. He knows it. That's why you fire Jimmy Lake. I mean, you don't fire a guy. Normally, you hire somebody like that.
Jimmy Lake deserved to be fired too, though.
I'm not saying he didn't, but you have to make. He understands that he's under the pressure.
I wish he brought Ryan Nielsen. I love me some Ryan Nielsen, man.
I know you talk about him every episode.
Wait, hold on. What should they do? Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Be here for it.